As I was saying about the deities, Lord Azrael, I can't say it the way they said it. Um, that name is a deity. Lyra, her name is a deity, deity of music, among other things. Now check this out. The little girl, or the young lady, excuse me, the little girl, okay, that is the main character, Lyra. Her demon, one of her demons, is called Pan. And Pan is the goat god, and he is a god of nature in general terms. So he's a real deity, and he's actually the one that's modeled off. The devil is modeled off of Pan because the goat god is half man, half goat with horns. For the ancient people, that figure, that personified the duality of man being connected to the earth and nature. However, however, most people do not know that research of who Pan actually is. And of course, they're not going to use a double image for the demon of the main character. What do they use? They use a ferret. So the point is, again, they're using the name of a deity, Pan. A second deity that is in the movie is where let me start my sentence again. There's a third character. He's a cowboy. He's a cowboy character. I did not catch his name, but his demon is a rabbit. And his demon, the name of his demon is a deity just like all the others. But they cover it up, and I decoded it. They use, first of all, this cowboy character. His demon is a rabbit. The rabbit's name is Hester. But Hester is a cover-up for Isis. How do I know this? From Bobby Hemmitt's research. From listening to pretty much all of his videos. Unless there's something like that came out in 2020 right now. That's an old archive, never uploaded before. But prior to this point, I have looked up every single video and watched every single video of Bobby Hemmit and understood it. And, I'm on the frequency. Can I remember every single detail like Bobby does? No, but I'm getting pretty good at hearing some of the names that he says over and over again. And this concept I researched. I have researched some of the things that he said just so I can see what he's talking about. Like, if he mentions a deity or shows a photo of a deity, then I just go look it up. If he says, hey, you look up these bebes and see what they're about, they're sigils basically, then that's how I learned more about sigils. Bebes are sigils. But let me stop talking there. And let me stick to this, to the notes here. And let me try to explain this in a simple way. The cowboy's demon is a rabbit, and that rabbit is representing Isis. How? How is that representing Isis? Well, the rabbit's name is Hester with an H. Take off the H and you have Esther. Esther is a variation of the word Ishtar. Ishtar is a variation of the name Isis. And bingo, there is the decoding. The rabbit figure, the Isis is one of the names for the Great Mother, right? A divine mother, okay? I'm not going to say the Great Mother, okay? One of the divine mothers. And if you looked up, that's how you get Easter, people. That's how you're running around eating chocolate eggs and looking behind trees for some fucking colored egg. Because the people that run the world know about how the universe works, and they know about the ancient gods that are the originals from which you came and that are in your blood, by the way, in your melanin, because your blood, melanin is in your blood, if you didn't know that. Yeah, it's not just something in your pineal gland, it's in your blood. All right, so it's almost comical. It's comical because they're using the literal figure of a rabbit to represent Isis. They're just laughing at you guys, man. And Isis, if you looked up Isis or Ishtar, just look up Ishtar. One of the figures that you will see is it's a figure of a woman with, and her body is covered with eggs. And that, I'm not going into the detail of who created that statue or whatever, but it is the showing the divine concept of the female being a creator, right? And she's the one that has the eggs and produces another human being, right? So just connect the dots, people. Connect the dots. Hester, the rabbit's, the demon for the cowboy is a rabbit. The rabbit's name is Hester. Take off the H, you have Esther. That it correlates to the holiday of Easter. Easter is a celebration of spring and fertility. The fertility god, one of her names is Ishtar, another one is Isis. Decoding done. Now let's go to another point. There's a bear character. There's a bear character, and his name is Uric. That name I did not decode. But he does say that my armor is made of sky iron. And what do you think that means? It means melanin. Put a period on that. I'm not even going to explain it because I can't reason it out enough for you. But I know as of today it means melanin, because melanin is powerful, and melanin is that dust that was the whole movie is about, that connects you to the universe, and iron is something strong. So they're just saying, they just decided to say sky iron, they're talking about melanin. Let's see what is another point. Okay, the bear Uric says that he is in exile. Same as Egyptians from the same as the Egyptians are in exile. And the same as you feel like you're in exile. You black people feel like you're in exile by the way that you're treated as an outcast in your own country. And may I interject that Martin Luther King knew that you were the indigenous person because he said that exact quote. He said something about black people being exiled in their own country, in their own land, not their own country, in their own land. So uh, let me end that side note and return back to the points of the movie. And to review again, and to let me just summarize, the bear also represents a black person. Lyra represents a black person because she is like a messenger to wake up this bear, you know, and get him out of his slavery. And the bear goes and gets his other bear friends, and they, have a war against some other bears. And the Egyptians come and help them also. And ultimately, they win the war. But that is not the end of my notes. The bear is representing the Messiah figure. At the end, there's some other characters I didn't mention. Witches. There's some witches in here, okay? And the witches in the story were shown as bats. And if you, and according to Bobby's research, bats represent melanin. Bats represent melanin.